Hey everybody, lots more MultiVersus stuff to talk about today. One of our secrets mystery characters revealed officially. The other one has popped up in a leak. So yes, I'll be talking about both of those. We will recap everything before I talk about the leaked character later on in this video. But first up, we had Banana Guard revealed as the next character for MultiVersus. So let's jump right into things and talk about it. Alright, so last video we were talking about how MultiVersus was putting out a lot of hints towards banana stuff, and people were guessing at what that could possibly mean. There were lots of theories out there. Then MultiVersus put out this PvE video, and in it we saw a picture of a character select screen, and they had two characters blocked out that said secrets over them. One was between Arya and Batman, and the other was between Jake and the Joker. Some careful sleuthing, and people figured out that this character select screen was actually in alphabetical order. So most likely the two hidden characters would have to alphabetically be between Arya and Batman, and the other one between Jake and the Joker. Then some even more vigilant detectives came out and realized that if you paused the video at just the right moment, you could actually see Banana Guard before it switched over to Batman. It was like a couple frames you could see Banana Guard. So I made my last video about this. Basically, Banana Guard has leaked, which is interesting. I don't know if they're doing this on purpose or not. During the Joker gameplay trailer, you could see the Powerpuff Girls on Batman's big computer screen. During the NHL hockey collaboration that MultiVersus did, you could see a model of Scooby-Doo in the Mystery Machine. I don't know if that just means Scooby-Doo has a model, or if he's actually a character that they're working on that's going to come out, or what. But it does seem like Player First Games maybe intentionally leaks out some of their characters or what they're working on. Powerpuff Girls especially feel like they were probably going to be the next character, but nope, we got Banana Guards, and then seems like we'll probably get whoever's between Jake and the Joker after him. So Powerpuff Girls potentially a little later than we thought initially. It was then found that in some copyright forms for MultiVersus, there was actually mention of Banana Guard specifically. Now, Banana Guard had been in the game before. He was a, assist trophy summon type item character in the beta version of MultiVersus, but yeah, this was actually his name in this copyright string of all these other characters, so it really seemed like it's confirmed Banana Guard is coming, if you weren't believing the single frames of seeing him in the PvE video. Some people were thinking, oh, he's just a placeholder, or oh, they did that on purpose to throw people off, despite all the banana hints leading up to that. So this official Warner Brothers Games UK press release copyright thing kind of nailed things down, but some people were still on the fence. There was this big debate between, is Banana Guard fake and just a joke, or is he a real joke character? Well, then on Friday, MultiVersus put this out. It's a video for Banana Guard. Banana Guards assemble. Welcome to #Banana Friday, MVPs, #MultiVersus. So Banana Guard did not get a CGI trailer like the Joker got. Banana Guard just got a gameplay trailer. Their gameplay trailer was their reveal trailer, which I guess some people might be happy about that, not to spend a lot of budget making a CGI Banana Guard trailer. But it also kind of proves that not every character is going to get one of those CGI reveal trailers like the Joker got. Banana Guard is also a spear user, which is something a lot of people have wanted for Super Smash Bros. For a long time. Specifically, Bandana Waddle Dee, kind of like banana, right? Banana, bandana, I don't know. Anyway, it's interesting that Banana Guard here is sort of our Bandana D of MultiVersus using a spear. People are kind of wondering if he'll have a tipper on the spear like Marth does, with Marth's sword in Smash. Would make a lot of sense. But yeah, we have a spear user finally, who could potentially play somewhat like how people have suggested Bandana Waddle Dee should play if he ever got into Super Smash Bros. They also put out Banana Guard's card, and he is a Bruiser class character. So there's the official artwork for Banana Guard for MultiVersus. And in his gameplay and reveal trailer, we saw one alt costume for him, which is a female Banana Guard. Banana Guard actually has a ton of potential alt costumes because there's so many of them from Adventure Time. So lots of interesting stuff they could do there with alt costumes. Banana Guard's voice actor was revealed. It's Austin Morit, and I don't think Austin Morit has ever voiced Banana Guard, though Banana Guard has been voiced by several different people, so I guess interestingly they're continuing the tradition of Banana Guard having a different voice actor all the time, so there you go. I don't know if anyone's going to be too upset that Banana Guard doesn't have one of their original voice actors. Though the voice actor for Jake actually I think has done Banana Guard's voice before, so interesting they didn't just get Jake's voice actor to do this. At the end of Banana Guard's reveal/gameplay trailer, Banana Guard says, I'm not like a joke character, right? So it really seems like they are leaning into the joke character thing. They're acknowledging this is a joke character. This is MultiVersus, joke character. Lots of platform fighters have been doing that ever since the beginning of platform fighters. It's a long-standing tradition to do joke characters. We have, of course, Wii Fit Trainer, a Smash character that, although her game sold amazingly well and fits perfectly fine in Super Smash Bros., no one was thinking Wii Fit Trainer or someone doing yoga moves would, be a fighter for Super Smash Bros., but we got her. And even more recently in Smash Ultimate, of course, we got Piranha Plant as the first DLC character right at the end of, the speculation for the base game roster. Banana Guard definitely reminds me a bit of Piranha Plant in the sense that they're sort of just a background character, that there's lots of them, but there you go, you get to play as them. And then even more recently in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, we of course got Grandma Gertie, and potentially I guess you could point out some other characters in that game that are joke characters, but a Nickelodeon roster's probably going to have a lot of them. A lot of Nickelodeon characters are basically jokes. But someone like Grandma Gertie, a character no one was really expecting, these joke characters happen for platform fighters all the time. In fact, even the original Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64 had Jigglypuff, which really felt like a joke character back then. Yes, Pokemon was extremely popular, but Jigglypuff was not exactly the Pokemon I think people would have expected to get in alongside Pikachu. Maybe Charizard or Mewtwo, but not Jigglypuff. But that's what we got. We got Jigglypuff, and considering the lineup of the 12 characters in the original Super Smash Bros., Jigglypuff stands out majorly as being less popular, less expected, a joke character among the rest of that game's roster. Now, a lot of people aren't particularly happy with Banana Guard. I've seen a lot of people really upset about it since, this game is relaunching. It shut down after its open beta, and it really needs to relaunch strong. So to put out a character like Banana Guard, it's not exactly putting your best foot forward, but hey, every platform fighter tends to do a joke character. Personally, I'm kind of in the camp where, you probably should have just put out strong characters. Probably shouldn't have done Banana Guard, in my opinion. And I also think that even Banana Guard himself isn't exactly the best joke character they could do, because it is a background character from Adventure Time, giving Adventure Time 3 characters now, and I do hope Adventure Time gets other characters like Marceline or Ice King or Princess Bubblegum. And to select a joke character from that series rather than just maybe a more wide range WB joke character, like Big Chungus was someone that I have been hearing might be a joke character a while back. I think someone like that would have probably been a better joke character than Banana Guard. They just feel so specifically Adventure Time. If this was an Adventure Time fighting game, Banana Guard is the joke character all day long. I like it. That's hilarious. As a WB fighting game, as MultiVersus, I don't know. It's a little too specific. I'm not huge on it, though I am happy to get a spear user, and like I said, if this is the joke character, then fine, they picked the joke character. The joke character was always probably going to be a character I'm not super huge on because they're a joke. Player First Games, of course, definitely found this really funny, though, and thinks it's a great idea, so, whatever, that's what they're doing. As they sent out these bananas stamped with MultiVersus to a lot of different, content creators and stuff out there, and they did all those banana hints, and they've just really been hyping up the banana stuff ever since Banana Guard, so someone with Player First Games convinced everyone this was a great idea and very funny. Over on MultiVersus, the game, Reddit, Dranky Krang posted this long post that says, "My best guesses as to the multiple reasons why Banana Guard was chosen." I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there are some good points here that they bring up. Number one, he was originally fleshed out in order to be a common enemy in the PvE mode, but ended up so close to playable that they ended up going for it. I think that's probably what's going on here to some extent. I was saying before that I thought, well, they had modeled him already for an item, so maybe they just turned that, work around into a full-fledged character. But this appears to be a brand new model, so a lot of people have shot that down. However, if they had actually been working on them as like an enemy you fight in the PvE mode, and they had done a lot of work on it and then turned around, I do feel like there's some reused assets to some degree here. Reused something for Banana Guard. Some amount of work was done on him that they're now repurposing into a full-fledged fighter as a joke character. I don't think they would just out of the blue pick Banana Guard out of all the possible joke characters MultiVersus could do. Again, it just feels too specifically Adventure Time, and the fact that he was already an item in the game before, I just feel like there was work done on him, so they used that to create a full character. Not out of nowhere, they happen to have made him an item once, and then love him so much they decided to make him a playable character as well. I don't think it's that. I think there's probably some reused something going on here. Joke characters are popular in fighting games. Yep, I already kind of went over that one. No publicity is bad publicity. Now, this is a big one because they're posting all that banana stuff, sent bananas to content creators and stuff like that, really leaning into this. Whether or not you like Banana Guard, he got a lot of publicity. He got people talking. Maybe people talking that this is the worst choice they could possibly make. How are they doing this on relaunch? Blah, blah, blah. But hey, it gets people talking about your game, and clearly they need people talking about the game. Good attention, bad attention, they need to get eyes on the game again. So this is a way to do it. To create Fortnite brand confusion and capitalize on popularity of minions. Yes, really. I don't know so much about this one, but I do get the idea. Yellow characters, that there's a bunch of them, like minions or the banana in Fortnite. I could see them just, kind of, that feels like a focus group thing. Like, what can we do to have our own popular meme thing? And it's like, yeah, okay, Banana Guard from Adventure Time kind of fits the mold for other things that have become memes and popular. Hype is a marathon, not a sprint. So yeah, keep things slow. I get that. Dropping all your most popular characters right at the start probably isn't the best move either, even though I think putting your best foot forward is the right way to relaunch. If you drop all your hardest hitting characters right at relaunch, then you have nothing for later to really hype things up. And hey, if Banana Guard is someone they worked on for whatever reason, doing it at relaunch alongside other characters like the Joker, then, it kind of softens the blow of the joke character. If we got 3 great characters at relaunch and then waited a month or 2 and got Banana Guard, people would probably be a lot more angry. So putting Banana Guard in with some other characters at a point when you can do multiple character launches at the same time, aka relaunch, it does make sense if you're going to do a joke character, which obviously they decided to do. And then their final reason, and the reason why we really shouldn't be that mad about this at all, it's a really, really, really silly fighting game. Yeah, MultiVersus is especially wacky and crazy in the similar sense of like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. It's not Super Smash Brothers where these are, all-star video game characters. These are mostly cartoon characters, and a lot of them are cartoon characters interacting with, like more serious live-action movies and stuff like that. But to have those two things interact is silly in, just in principle of what it is. Just at the base of what MultiVersus is silly and funny. So choosing a joke character and being, it's kind of silly. Yeah, it makes sense. It's funny. Personally, though, I'm subscribing to the main reason being that they had already worked on this character to some extent. Whatever that was, coming up with ideas for moves, thinking about the character because it was an item before, whatever it was, putting them in PvE, I think that is really what's going on here, that they had done some work on Banana Guard and decided to just finish it out, make a full-fledged character, and have that be their joke character because work was already done with it. Which, if that is the case, is honestly extremely similar to the original platform fighter joke character Jigglypuff, who basically only got in because she was so easy to model using what they had already worked on for Kirby. Alright, so with Banana Guard filling up the spot between Arya and Batman, we still had a spot between Jake and Joker that was unknown. And people started really guessing at who this last character could be. Whether it's the last character they launch with or not, we really don't know for sure. It's kind of a assumption that it's going to be 3 new characters, Joker, Banana Guard, and this unknown character, but it does seem like that. Otherwise, why would they show this character select screen with blocked out spots? Why not block out a few other spots if the game was going to launch with more than those 3 characters? I also will say I do think it's totally possible we'll get more characters like in Season 1. Like, again, Powerpuff Girls were shown on Batman's computer screen in the Joker gameplay trailer. So I could see us launching with 3, and then, I don't want to guess at exact time frames. Let's say a month in, Powerpuff Girls get announced as well. And they just keep, the schedule, a pace, the hype going from there with character releases. I could see that happening. Who knows for sure, though. Alright, so keeping with the alphabetical order thing, it has to be a character that fits between Jake and the Joker. So the 2 big contenders seem to be Johnny Bravo and Jason Voorhees. And I saw polls that were like split exactly 50-50. People were really picking both sides on this one. No one seemed to be able to lock in for sure on either Johnny or Jason. It was a tough, close race. It was always basically those 2. I didn't hear too many other names that people thought could fit there that seemed likely, but it was very close between Johnny and Jason who people thought it would be. If you remember way back to when MultiVersus first leaked by Huge Leaker, actually over on Reddit, one of the characters they said was Johnny Bravo. Though I've heard since then, and I've said this, over a year ago, that the Huge Leaker actually lineup of characters felt more like a guess at characters. They did obviously know about the game, because they called that correctly, but the characters they put down as who they'd been working on or who we'd probably see seemed more like a guess, or maybe they had heard some player first games talking about who they could do, not who they were actually working on. So I've personally thrown out Huge Leaker Actually's lineup of characters as anything I'm speculating on any longer. But a lot of people still remember those first characters they were talking about, and Johnny Bravo was one of them, so Johnny Bravo pops up a lot in speculation still. Over on Twitter, Asil, or LaSalle, or they changed their name so many times, the person that does a lot of MultiVersus leak posting, lots of data mine information stuff over on Twitter, they wrote this. Unconfirmed. Jason Voorhees should be a character on the hashtag MultiVersus relaunch roster. This information was shared with me by multiple sources. These recent hints may have confirmed it. The alphabetical CSS, the horror PvE mode category, Jason Universe announced. So if you haven't heard of Jason Universe, it was just something that popped up a few days ago. And here's a post about it. It says, exclusive, the Friday the 13th franchise announces Jason Universe, a multi-platform expansion plan for entertainment, games, immersive experiences, merchandise, and more. Jason's had some really weird copyright stuff in recent years. It has a tough time showing up in like a lot of games and stuff that people were expecting to cross over in. But this recent announcement of Jason Universe sounds like they are ready to really expand the Friday the 13th franchise finally. So some deal must have been made between the different copyright holders that have the rights to Jason in the Friday the 13th series. Okay, so Asil's post here obviously put a lot of favor towards Jason over Johnny Bravo between those two characters, and then Asil put out this. In the metadata for the raw MP4 of the Rift Mode trailer, which shows the names of the different files used during editing, a file mentioning Jason is present. So I don't know how you get the metadata for the files that were used to edit the PvE, like MP4 of Rift Mode trailer. I have no idea how people do the data mine stuff that they do. But anyway, in an official MultiVersus thing, there is a string of code, and it says, cover Jason. So after that, I felt that was a definitive leak. There's no arguing against something that's in the code for the game, especially when we were basically down to two characters anyway that everyone was guessing at. So yeah, it's Jason. That's who I heard anyway. I heard it's going to be Jason. That was a character I heard was going to happen, and when they put out the alphabetical order of the roster there, Jason was the character I heard that fit. I wasn't sure exactly the order of the characters. I was thinking Powerpuff Girls was going to be next, even before Banana Guard. But when they put that alphabetical ordered roster out there, I was like, okay, well, it's got to be the characters Banana Guard and Jason Voorhees, because that's what I heard. If you don't believe me at this point that I heard Jason, well, someone's been in the background of this video and my last video. That I'll go take a look at it. Yeah, way over here in the background. Barely visible off to the side. What's this? What do we got here? Oh, it's a rusty machete. Yeah, I had a rusty machete in the background of the video. So after Jason's name was found in that code string, I over on Twitter, said, yeah, I've been hearing Jason. That's who I believe it is, and that's, who fits for who I've been hearing. And I had even, like I said, in the last video, you can go check it, I hit a machete in the background. I hit it so subtly, I don't think anyone noticed it or could tell what exactly it was. But yeah, there was a rusty machete in the background of my last video because I was already thinking Jason was the other character besides Banana Guard. And then MultiVersus tweeted out, MVPs, we aren't done with character reveals yet. More to come soon. Have a bananas weekend. So continuing with that whole banana meme thing that they've just been really pushing since Banana Guard. Player First Game said, y'all aren't ready. Have a great weekend and keep your hype levels high. See you around. And a rare tweet these days from Tony saying, I'm telling you, Monday is going to be insane. Hashtag MultiVersus. So everybody get excited for tomorrow, Monday. Obviously, they're going to reveal something. I'm assuming it's going to be Jason. Maybe he'll get a CGI trailer. Who knows? But pretty exciting stuff. MultiVersus is really hyping things up here in the last leg of, speculation before relaunch. We have about a week left before relaunch, and I'm pretty hype. I'm very excited to see what else gets revealed and how relaunch goes. So speaking of all the banana stuff that, MultiVersus and Player First Games have been putting on Twitter and just hyping up everywhere, Player First Games tweeted this out. It says, things were a bit bananas in the office today. And then they posted a bunch of pictures of what is assumed to be the Player First Games, offices with some of their, workers there with bananas. People have really looked at these images and they're noticing a few things in the decor of the Player First Games offices that could potentially point to some characters that maybe the game will be getting. So if you look closely, they have Matrix code. I don't know if they're posters or wall scrolls or what, but they're hung up on the walls there at Player First Games. So yeah, Matrix stuff. We had already been thinking Matrix character was possible because of something that was found in an old data mine. So potentially, yeah, the Matrix could be on their minds here. And then in the background of another photo, you can see a poster for the Watchmen movie. So Alan Moore's comic book Watchmen, potentially something that could be happening for MultiVersus. It's, again, something they have hung up in the office here. So let's talk the Matrix first. We had some data mine stuff that had some code, I think for an image of like Matrix symbols, like that same string of green Matrix code in a data mine for MultiVersus a long time ago. So people were thinking, hey, some Matrix character could happen. Most people were thinking Neo. But it's also possible we could get someone else. Could be Trinity, Morpheus, Agent Smith, or possibly Neo. So yeah, a Matrix character is certainly a possibility, but we'll have to wait and see which one they'd choose, if any. But seeing Matrix stuff in Player First Games offices certainly gives a lot more weight to the idea that a Matrix character could be something they're actually working on. And then, of course, the Watchmen movie poster. Watchmen is technically a DC comic, and, of course, there's a movie for it, and MultiVersus does things with movie characters, does things with comic characters, specifically DC comic characters. So yeah, it could make sense to pull a Watchmen character. But which one would you choose there? Personally, I think it's probably between Rorschach and Dr. Manhattan. I mean, it's possible you could do like the comedian or someone else, but Dr. Manhattan and Rorschach are really the iconic Watchmen characters, so I'd expect it to be one of them. Personally, I'd lean towards Rorschach. I just like him better in Dr. Manhattan. It'd be hard to do costumes for Dr. Manhattan, as his whole thing is basically not wearing clothing. It'd be kind of hard to do costumes for Rorschach, too, but at least you could do, him in costume, him without his mask, and possibly just some silly costumes or something. I guess you could do the same thing for Dr. Manhattan, but anyway, I just like Rorschach more, so I would hope Rorschach would be the character to choose from Watchmen if we got a Watchmen character. But I will say, that is just my speculation here. I do not know about, Watchmen character, Rorschach, Dr. Manhattan, who knows. And then before we end this video, I just updated the whole, this is what I use to look at characters that, I think have been data mined or leaked or whatever, talked about in some capacity by Player First Games that I've talked about in past videos. I'm not going to go over everything. The stuff over on the right side here, the characters in Limbo, the 60-plus character list, suggested by random devs, that stuff a little less sure because of various copyright issues, or it was just something that was suggested, or blah, blah, blah. But obviously the characters we've had data mined for, that would mean that they have some work done on them to some extent. And then the leaked characters are ones that I heard they were definitely, working on, whether or not that has panned out now, or they've been shelved. Who knows? It's been a whole year, but this is really what I'm looking at. Jason was one of the unknown characters. I think I had 2 unknown characters alongside a Cartoon Network unknown character and a DC unknown character. Jason was one of those, but I'm not going to post how many unknown characters I know about anymore, because it's kind of a moot point. The Cartoon Network character, obviously, you can speculate on Cartoon Network, you can speculate on DC, but also sort of a moot point, because someone from Cartoon Network, someone from DC will happen in the future, right? But Jason was one of the ones I had heard now revealed. Banana Guard I actually only heard shortly before Banana Guard happened, so I will say that too. But yes, I now have heard other names besides the mystery Cartoon Network character and the character from DC, besides Jason, and, there's further characters I've heard about, so I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, here's where we are, Joker and Banana Guard as our newest characters for Relaunch, and then among the leaked characters, I've put Jason right up at front, because he seems like he's probably going to be the next character revealed, potentially tomorrow, because they're really hyping up something happening on Monday. Again, hopefully a CGI trailer, maybe a CGI trailer for Jason, or maybe a big blowout CGI trailer for the whole Relaunch, possibly both, who knows. But I do think Jason's probably our next character, so there you go. All right, well, that's everything, guys. MultiVersus getting real hype here, and possibly, most likely, Jason, our next character to get revealed, possibly tomorrow, possibly a CGI trailer and everything. So pretty hype, very hyped final week here for Relaunch. If you guys have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff I talked about in this video, leave them below.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to Papa Gino's.
Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch.